The Euphrates River is the longest and the most important rivers in the Western Asia. Starting from Turkey, the Euphrates flows through Syria and Iraq and to Arab, in which empties in the Persian Gulf. The Euphrates River is the largest water supply in West Asia, especially Syria. The Euphrates receives most of its water from rainfall and melting snow, resulting in peak volumes during the month of April through May. Many Syrians use the water of the Euphrates to meet their daily needs. From satellite image, it shows clearly that the Euphrates River is extremely drying up. Strangled by the water policies of Iraq's neighbor, Turkey and Syria, 3-year severe drought, and years of misuse by Iraq and its farmers, the river is significantly smaller than it was a few years ago. The Ministry of Water Resources also declared that the rate of decline in water imports to Iraq had begun gradually and will decrease by 30% by 2035. But seeing the condition as it is up now, it seems the river will completely dry up till then. In the Bible, the Euphrates was one of the rivers that flows in the Garden of Eden. The river was also marked one of the boundaries of the land promised by God to Abraham and his descendants. In the book of Revelation, it is prophesied that in the future the Euphrates will dry up in preparation for the battle of Armageddon. Revelation 16:16. Then they gathered the kings together to the place in Hebrew is called Armageddon. This verse talks about the kings of the east mentioned in verse 12. Revelation 6:12. The sixth angel poured out his bowl on the great river Euphrates, and its water was dried up to prepare the way for the kings of the east. So from this verse, we also see that before the river dries up, the sixth angel poured out his bowl on it. That means that as of now, the present that we are living in, the sixth angel might have already poured his bowl out. We also see in Revelation 9:14, saying to the sixth angel who had the trumpet, "Release the 4 angels who are bound at the great river Euphrates." So the 4 angels who had been prepared for this hour, the day, the month, and the year, were released to kill 1/3 of mankind. This verse doesn't specify if this is going to happen after or before the river dries up, but we have never had a catastrophe or an event that wipes 1/3 of humanity yet. So it is believable that this happens after the drying of the river. Chapter 16 also talks about the kings of the east. It talks about how the kings of the east are preparing. It doesn't specify what they are preparing for. We see that the Battle of Armageddon happens here, so it might mean the preparation for the battle. The chapter 16 also talks about some disaster events about to happen after the drying of the river Euphrates. Revelation 16:13-16. And I saw 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. So this particular verse talks about the beast, the dragon that emerges from the water in previous chapters, and also about a false prophet and how unclean spirits like frogs come out of their mouth. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the God Almighty. This verse says that those beings are evil spirits, and also mentions how they can perform miracles. It mentions how they will go brainwash all the leaders of the earth to join the battle of Armageddon. Verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked, and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. This verse tells us about how the ones who are ready are blessed. Unless he is unready, he will walk naked and see his shame. This might also mean that all sins will be exposed in this time, and those who are not redeemed will be put to shame. chapter 16, verse 19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. The great Babylon came into remembrance before God, to give into her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. This verse talks about how the great city was divided into 3 parts. I don't know if this verse is talking about the 3 countries where the river Euphrates flow: Turkey, Syria, and Iraq. Verse 20-21. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail, for the plague thereof was exceeding great. This verse talks about how hailstorms, each stone about the weight of a talent, in the New International Version translate to 100 pounds, which is about 45 kgs. A 45 kg hailstorm would look somewhat like this. Now all these prophecies were made 2,000 years before, and the only prophecy we almost see come through are the drying of river Euphrates. Are you excited for the prophecy or terrified and hope it is wrong? Who knows if it's true? The only way to know it is to wait for it. I hope you liked the video, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.